Hello friends, welcome to DataPundit. Let's talk about a few important Linux or Unix commands in day-to-day usage. So many times we encounter some kind of scenarios, and we have to write some snippet of script as part of another larger script, or probably we need to start a new script to do some task in between. So let's talk about a few things which came to my mind and I wanted to share with you guys. Yeah. So many times we need to rename the files while processing or after processing. So let's say I have to process the one of the CSV file or probably another kind of files, and after processing I need to rename the files something like that, process by and process. No, and I need to have the process ID, which process which process this file has been processed by. Right? If you have many processes working on some set of files, let's say I have running a parallel process, 10 processes running and reading from the some set of files, and they are processing pool of files, and I need to know which process has been run and which process processed the particular file. So what I can do is after processing, I can rename the file and I can get the base name of the file, and I can append this string processed by, and dollar is the process ID. Dollar is the inbuilt kind of probably what you call the environment variable, or I'm not able to recall the name probably. So yeah, so like dollar question mark to get the to get the status of the previous run command. Similarly, this is a environment variable. So what it will do is the base name is a command which will be strip this CSV first, and then it will append processed by in herein, and dollar and CSV. The file name would be after processing. File name would be file name underscore processed by CSV basically. And dollar, let's say my process ID is something like one. So this would be the name. Now, so many times we need to loop through the line by line from a text file or from some kind of files. So what we do is we'll use a for loop so that we get the file. We display the files in the part of cat command, and the cat will display the files line by line. And I need to traverse through each and every line of the file. Then I probably find to display, or maybe I can. So many a times what we do is we in ab initio we process the file and we place the file into one directory, so that we can clean up those many files in our last part of the process, right? So what we do is we create one text file or date file in between our ab initio processing, and we place the files one by one. And then what we do is in final script or final part of the design, what we do in as part of Unix scripting is we go to that file, we get that file, and we do one by one traversing of the record of that file, because the record of that file would be a single file, many files in that file. So one record will be a file, a complete file. So we can remove, or what we can move the file in maybe archive location or somewhere, wherever we want to work. Okay. So this is that, and sometimes we need to use the while loops. Maybe we are reading some files, and we are reading the record from that particular file line by line using while loop, while do, and then and the redirection of inward redirection you are looking at, right? So the input of this file, there will be operations over here. Now many operations over here, complex operation or simpler operation, that depending on the use case. Okay, and finally done, and then redirection inward would give the inputs. Okay, one by one. From the file would be the file would be the content of this file. Okay, line by line. And let's talk about find command. So many times find is very useful command to get any pattern of file or a particular file, right? What we can do is and there is same time we need to ignore few of the files. Let's say I have to retrieve the JSON files, but I don't want those JSON file which has absolute string in it, right? So maybe this I can do is I can give the name or I name something. I think in Unix name. So name. So the this will be listing the file which has star.json or everything which is ending with JSON. But if I have any files which has star absolute in it, absolute, let's say absolute or any other string, whichever your requirement is, dot JSON, let's say, right? If this is the file, one of the file, let's say, maybe what we can do is rom underscore absolute underscore some date, that is April 2021. So if this is the file, this will be ignored because I have negation, right? Negation for this pattern, but all the pattern, this is a so I need JSON file only. So it is going to list only the JSON file, and within JSON file, it's going to ignore this kind of JSON file which has absolute as a string in it. Okay. Now, so many times we need to restrict some files. The scenario could be probably we are dealing with the many JSON files or many CSV, whatever kind of files. But few of the files we need to keep for larger amount of time. Let's say 5 months or 6 months. So those files we don't want to move or remove from a particular directory. So in those cases, we use this kind of script or find command basically. Now the similar command number 5 is like we have to have retrieve all the CSV file based on some my current directory or whichever directory I can give the path in place of dot, right? Or probably I can give the slash means the root directory, right? And dot means current directory. Okay, and if you can give your absolute path for your choice of directory of your choice. Okay, then I need to have all the files. Okay, type is file, and names could be all the CSV files, but I want to negate the path. I have many directory, let's say, but I don't want to see the CSV files where in my policy folder or in my documents folder or in my picture folder. So from the current directory, if there is a picture folder, I don't want to go to. I am negating, right, the path, so I can restrict that search. Okay, in this way. So this is also a kind of another important find command. You may be probably needing that because it may be necessary in times. Okay. Now, if I have to find, you know, find command, finding the file which has, uh, which has which has DataPundit in it. Let's say the docs files are there. Do you docs files? So one way is to get the find command directly, right? And I need to grep. I need to apply the grep, right? So that this dollar and round bracket command is, this will be replaced by all the entries of one by one. So we use the xargs command, right? So argument command. So this will hold all the argument from the previous command. So similarly, this dollar and round bracket is also a kind of similar functionality where the find command runs and it gives the output one by one to the grep command. So this we can place using the dollar command, you know, using the dollar sign, right? Within that, I can specify my command, and uh, so this is also kind of simple command in the dollar prompt in Unix. Okay, and the seventh, which I was having in mind, is recursive grep or find with grep. So many times we need to think of the performance, and what we can do is we can let's say we are working on some directory. I can get the some text-based search using the grep command or recursive grep, you know, all through the directory, or you know. So recursive grep, how it works is grep hyphen r hyphen I. I means you need to ignore the cache, and the syncing zip is my text of the particular file. Within the file, this is the kind of text I want to search, and this backslash is the the directory. This is the root directory I'm talking about currently in here, versus the find command. Find command, because find command will specifically search for particular files only, and we can have many more options for find. So what I suggest is, or what we think is, like this find with grep command would be a kind of more desirable, because it could be quick, fast, actually faster than the just grep command, recursive grep. So recursive grep is recursively from all the directory group directory structure it is going to search. Similarly, find with the root directory is also having it's going to search from all the directories. But we have specified type as files, so it's going to see in files only. But basically, we want to see in the file itself, right? The singing it. We don't have to search. Uh, okay, hidden files. We can restrict the hidden files. We can restrict the different files. So find with grep is the better option than recursive grep, right? It comes with a lot many options, and yeah. So okay, that's what I wanted to discuss with you guys this morning. Thank you so much.